Hello. Wait for a few more people to catch up. I am hoping to find a way to link this out as well. Out to my friends. This is my first official live on YouTube. I normally work on Facebook, but I have decided to switch that out and make my new bedrock a little bit more video focused than social media focused because I want my content to be able to be used multiple times. So here we go. I am sharing it now to Facebook. Hopefully people will be able to pick up on this. And you guys are good at home. We're completely in between the eclipses right now. The full moon legit just happened. And Gemini and Sagittarius at 5 degrees. And I've pulled up here the astrology and I've got my cards ready for some, for looking at the solar eclipse that's going to be going on. So I'm just posting some things now and getting this ready so that there's more people with us here. It's going to take a minute, but that's okay. Hi, Tony. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to share it a couple more times. And if you could share it to your pages, that'd be great too, just because I'm normally, like I said, I normally work off of Facebook, but I'm going to stop doing that now because they're trying to monotonize everything, kind of the way that YouTube already does, but they caught on to me. Anyways, we're gonna stop working with Facebook if they want to cut. And if you guys could just share this, and I'll get into the astrology shortly. I'm set up on a new tripod that my partner gave me. I'm super excited about it. It's like really fancy. It's from when he was in film school and it had actual cameras on it, and I just have my little webcam screwed on, and it's kind of ridiculous because it's just a little tiny camera on this huge thing, but it's got all different gadgets about turning it. So I'll be playing with that later. But for now, we're just going to collect people on this live. If you have any questions or whatever, feel free to pop in and throw questions into the chat. I've got my PayPal up and the description of this event, of this eclipse stuff, and my original article, which is on Facebook. All posted in the description. So if you're not caught up with what's already been going on and you've been feeling this stuff, or you're even getting sidetracked and you're like, whoa, wait a second, there's a lot going on right now. Or like, I'm not saying the word right. Of course I'm not, because Mercury's being all messy right now. Word jumble is also a normal thing right now. And I will explain the energies of the solar eclipse that is coming and the lunar eclipse that just happened. Because it is really important that we tap into that. Like, let me see here. I'm gonna try to share this one more time. Okay, that's all I got. Hopefully you guys will make it here. If not, you'll see it later. So there's 2 of you here now, or maybe that's just you and me, Tony. But we'll just have night to ourselves, and then people can see this in the post recording. Takes the pressure off anyway. I'm just gonna start building my bedrock of YouTube participants. I have been a loyal Facebook witch for a very long time, but I'm going to be leaving that platform because, like I said, they want to cut. They're starting to get into, oh, creators are actually making money, and we should be getting a cut of that. Like they don't already get enough from us bringing them people to look at our content, but whatever, they want an official cut, and I don't like that. And yes, YouTube does a cut thing too, but they don't cut people off if they choose not to, and they're bigger creators, and creators have a bigger platform here too to reach across. Okay, so this eclipse, the thing that happened yesterday, the day before yesterday, I mean, if you saw the moon yesterday, you saw that it was a waning cumulus. It wasn't any more like a perfectly circular situation. It was more of an oblong shape or an egg shape, and that's the natural. But it's actually, the reason the eclipse is so crazy at this time of year is because the reason eclipses are so intense to look at, whether it's the day it's happening or the day after, if it's a lunar eclipse like we just had, the moon becomes so bright in the sky because there is just so much direct sunlight wrapping around the earth equally that it's hitting the moon on every angle, and it's just lighting her up. And it's strawberry, it's pink in some pictures. I think during the eclipse it was completely red, but I was over the Asian Pacific area, so I didn't really see it myself being in Canada. Hi, if you're just joining me, feel free to comment and stay in the comments or whatever. I'm just going to be breaking down the current eclipses and the last eclipse and the one that's coming up. So like I said, we're in between it right now. So whatever's happening for this eclipse, whatever this eclipse was originally meant to be for you, you should already be in the mick of it. You should already be like, okay, what is this? You should have a grip on it, whether it has to do with your communications and your facts or other people's ideas and thoughts. Whatever it is, either them or you should be able to pinpoint how that change is happening in your personal life by the time this full moon has already been a couple of days in now. Everybody got, irked. And what I noticed the most was animals were just nuts, especially for this full moon. Like cats were especially territorial. And me and my girlfriend, we were driving last night to go look at the full moon and we almost hit a fox. First 5 cards are out. Okay, in the order they came. Oh, wow. I got the full moon card right away. Look at that. That's exactly what it looked like last night, too. So, yeah, these cards are already reflective of this full moon. So I got the moon card, the hero card, the Ace of Pentacles reversed, and the Nine of Cups. It's very a rising of a new, value center. Like the Hierophant is not only a kind of traditional dogmatic enforcement of value and spirituality, like it's man's version of like appreciating and being a servant of God, being a servant of teaching, being a philosopher, being whatever it is. This is that archetype, okay, which is the material, the man version of. If there is a high priestess, like to the high priestess, the Hierophant is like right there. That's why it's number 5, because it's where spirituality is like clashing, and 5 is a number of clashing. It's a war number. It's where material and spirituality clash, and they do clash because that is the basic of the difference between the two very beautifully separated things of material substance and spiritual substance. They're separated things, and we have the Hierophant always provides that exact medium. Okay, so it is other people's institutions and other people's ways of providing spiritual guidance, but it is also your gurus. It is also your minister. It is also it can also be a wedding. It can also be like lining up to apply yourself into those paradigms, into those, there's another word I'm looking for, like government structure type rules and statuses, society standards. It can be that in the mind. That's what the Hierophant can be. And to have the moon, which is like full lunacy, like we've got almost no material here. We've almost got nothing but spiritual waters, emotional waters. And then we have a little bit of a dark figure that we can kind of make out coming towards the moon in the light, isolated, but still nothing actual hard. And then there's castles you can see there with the birds here. There's castles. This is an opening where there has been structure and there has been a gate. There is a way through. And these birds of thought, there's no accidents with tarot cards. Everything's on purpose. Okay, just like the world. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's a simulation. No, it's just that everything's on purpose. It's not an accident. There's no such thing as coincidence. When you see a flock of birds in any alignment, especially if there's even numbers, but even more if there's odd, there is a spiritual connection of messages being, that's a symbol, if only that, of messages being connected to one to another. So having this cloaked figure coming through the gates of this with these 7 new thoughts, maybe, or 7 new ideas, taking flight already ahead of the game, going through this before the cloaked figure even gets there. And then on top of that, we come to the Hierophant, which is also kind of in a doorway. Do you see that there? How the moon kind of almost fits Like that's what's through this doorway. It's like once we pass this path of intuition where we literally had to kind of lose our mind to get there, we had to let go of all the material to get through this, to be in the moonlight. We come to the Hierophant where it says, okay, well, I have material structure and strength and help and heat for you, but you got to follow these rules. This is the way we do things as men for God. This is the way we do things the right way, the way we've always done them. This is the way we know. Okay? Everything about this whole eclipse is about changing what we know. The Ace of Pentacles came up then reversed. So there is something being taken away. There is an offer. There is a value. There is a concrete, like a truth and like a physical fact that was always there, that was provided, that was a regular thing, a sturdy, reliable thing, taken away. Okay, that's the Ace of Pentacles being reversed. You have something ripped from underneath you, something you thought would never go. Then we have the Nine of Cups reversed. This Nine of Cups is specific. I want to get into this one here. So, oh, by the way, there's a gate there again. So do we see that there? It's almost like this pattern. We have the gate with the moon.